Hi everyone, this is Jackie from Smith Family Travels coming at you with another travel tips video. So we've done quite a lot of traveling, and when we first started we would book hotel rooms, and there are 5 of us. Sometimes my mother-in-law comes, so there's 6 of us, and we'd have to rent 2 hotel rooms. And you know, there's no kitchen, there's no real feeling of home, and renting 2 hotel rooms can get pretty expensive, especially in Europe. If you're in like Paris or Rome, which we've done before, spent a lot of money, then we'd have to eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's not really what we want to do as a big family. So once we started renting on Airbnb, it has changed our lives, and it has actually allowed us to do even more travel, because accommodations is a pretty big chunk of a travel budget. But when you rent an apartment, well, that can reduce your cost. When we travel, we really want to get into the culture, get a taste of what it's really like to live in that city. And I believe that renting an apartment really gives you that experience. So we've rented apartments in cities like Nice and Rome and Paris and Athens, and it has really enriched our experience of how to live like a local. So you go to a local grocery store and you pick up some groceries, you meet and greet people on the streets, you see the local restaurants, you get a real sense of how everyday life is in that city. And to me, that's much better and more enriching than staying in a hotel. So living like a local, even if it's just for like a week or so. The second reason why we like renting an apartment, because of the space. So there's 5 or 6 of us traveling all the time, and as much as I love my family, I also like my space. Staying in one room, you know, with the beds and then the dresser and all 5 or 6 of us cramped in one small area can get a little crazy after a while. So renting an apartment gives you that space. When we were in Rome the last time, we actually were able to rent a 3-bedroom apartment with 3 bathrooms. It had a kitchen, living room. It was awesome. And we paid a reasonable price considering the space that we got. So we were able to spread out. After spending the day out and coming back in, you know, the kids were able to go into their rooms and do whatever they wanted to. If they want to watch a movie or go to sleep or do whatever, they were able to. And then we had our own space as well. So comfort, space, you can't get that in a hotel if you have a large group. The third reason why we like renting an apartment is the host experience. So we've had really good luck with having fabulous hosts. When we were in Athens, for example, we sat down with the host for maybe half an hour. He told us what restaurants he would recommend around the neighborhood, what are the must-sees when we were in Athens, where to get the best bargains for shopping. So he really spent the time to tell us what the highlights were in his city. So of course we did our research before we went to Athens, but there's nothing like hearing something from a local and finding out what they suggest. When we were in Lisbon, the host spent like an hour with us, telling us the things that we had to go see, where he would recommend for day trips. And we actually went to Santra because of his suggestion, and that was unbelievable. And so you can't get that experience when you're in a hotel. Now, of course, you can always go to the desk at a hotel and get some suggestions of where to eat and where to go, but they're not going to spend half an hour or an hour with you telling you about what they would suggest. It would be like a 5-minute, you know, conversation, and then there's somebody in the back, another guest, who needs their attention. Another reason why we like renting an apartment is the cost. So as I mentioned before, we usually travel with 5 or 6 of us, and costs for hotels can be like really ridiculous, especially when you need 2 rooms. So the cost of renting a 3-bedroom apartment in Rome, for example, is pretty comparable to having to book 2 hotel rooms. Plus, you're able to get a kitchen when you rent an apartment, which will definitely reduce the cost, because what I usually do is we go to the local grocery store, we'll pick up some breakfast items, and we'll make at least 1 meal in the apartment and then go out for the day. So definitely, compared to what you get in a hotel room versus an apartment, the cost is well worth it. And we book all of our apartment rentals on Airbnb. So we've been using Airbnb for a couple of years, and it is an awesome website. You know, I spend a lot of hours looking at reviews and, you know, pictures and yeah, it takes a lot of time to make sure that you book something that you're not gonna feel gross when you go in. And the feedback that I've read from other guests is really honest. So you'll get positive reviews and negative reviews. Those are our reasons for renting an apartment when we travel and renting it on Airbnb. If you have any other reasons that you rent an apartment while you travel, post in the comments below. And if you like this video, click on the like button and please subscribe. Until next time, this is Jackie from Smith Family Travel saying happy travels.